Good afternoon, everybody. I am so excited to be here today, not just because it's another Friday of cooking with my friends, but because today we've decided to do something a little bit different and to do like a give back. Lately we've been getting a lot of new faces into the restaurant, a lot of new friends that we're meeting. So I'm very, very grateful for all of the Facebook pages that have allowed us to post on there and shared my videos. All of the people coming into the restaurant to try us out. It's just an exciting time for us, even amidst this COVID virus. So that's one of the good things that's come of it. So I'm grateful to have met everybody. Today we're going to be making a baked spaghetti. It kind of came about in a weird way. So many people ask me if we have baked spaghetti. I'm from New York and I've never heard of it. So I figured I would give my hand a little try at it today. But before we dig into cooking, I wanted to actually show you the giveaway. So this is a really nice basket that Abby and I put together. It's got some of our favorite Italian things in it. A little bit of things for cooking in here, a little cutting board, dishcloths, all this kind of good stuff. And then it's got a little bit of stuff for you to enjoy, like some cheese, olive oil, some wine, and olives. It's got my favorite sauce in there. Raio's is a New York Italian restaurant. It's absolutely amazing. You have to make reservations far in advance to get in. So if you've never tried this sauce, please try it. And a little bit of pasta for you guys. So how it's going to work is we're going to ask you to comment today, like the video, and share it. And what's going to happen is we're going to put those names in a pool, and then randomly a name is chosen. So you might think, well, goodness, I live in New York, I'm not going to get it. We're going to be willing to ship you the basket. So this is how much I'm grateful for everybody that has been supporting us. A while ago, I won one of these on a Cooking with Nona website, and it was like one of the greatest gifts I received. I still remember it to this day. So I thought I would give back and do the same thing. So remember to like the video, watch us here, comment on it, and just share it with somebody. And we'll be giving the name out on Monday on our Facebook page. We'll make sure we leave it up there for a few days so everybody can know who the winner is. All right, so we're going to get started with this baked spaghetti, and it's really super easy. Once you make a pasta dish, they all kind of click because it's basically all the same beginning, middle, and then the ending. So what we want to do is we always want to get our pasta going first. So I already have pasta made. This is spaghetti. You can use penne, you can use bow tie, you can use basically anything you want, but I do not recommend angel hair. I always say that. It does not go well with a heavy sauce. Light, 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 like an angel. So our pasta is already cooked, but if you're going to start cooking yours, you need just a pound of pasta. Whether it be penne or spaghetti, linguine, you can use fettuccine, the farfalle, a little corkscrew, any kind of pasta you want. So while that's cooking, we're going to start on the other part of our ingredients here. And basically what we're going to add in here is pancetta. Now pancetta is Italian bacon, and it's a little bit salty. So and it has, as you see, like a lot of fat content in it already. So when we go ahead and we put it in a pan here, we really don't need to add any extra oil to it. It's going to oil up on its own. So I'm going to go ahead, and you know what? It used to be hard to find this. You would have to go to the where you get the deli in stores, and you would have to ask them to cut it for you. Now you can honestly go into any type of store in the section where they have cold cuts, and sometimes it's already pre-cut like this. So this is a much easier way of doing things. I always forget this is a much higher flame than at home. You can already hear it start to cook up here. And I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. At the restaurant, we have roasted garlic. You could use the kind in the jar that is already chopped up for you, that's absolutely perfect. Now, I'm not going to add any salt to this because it's already a little bit salty, so we don't really need to add any more. So we're just going to get this browned. While this is browning, we're going to get our chicken ready to go in. I just wanted to share this little spatula with you guys. It says, penny for your thoughts. I mean, it's just a cool little thing, but on the back of it, it has all the measurements that you need for cooking. So if you don't know them, you can read the back of it and be like, oh, okay, that's how much that is. I found it in one of the stores I always go to. It's a really great one. I actually want to say I got it at Walmart, and it is wonderful. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull. I went ahead today and I got a rotisserie chicken. So these things are amazing. You can use them for tons and tons of dishes. And basically, every grocery store has them too. Now, if you didn't have a rotisserie chicken, you could use chicken breast that you could, cut up. You saute it in a pan like this, and then you'd have to wait for it to cook. I wouldn't cook it with this because this is cooking a lot faster than the chicken. So you would actually have to cut your chicken and cook that first. This is coming along really nice. I can smell it. And I smell the garlic. It's like a wonderful combination there. Okay, so while that's still cooking, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to kind of dismantle this chicken. And I'm going to use my fingers. I did not wear gloves today, and I hope it doesn't offend anybody. This is just a cooking lesson between Abby and I. My family will probably eat it, so we don't have to worry about selling it at the restaurant today. So we've had people comment about things like that, and my shoes and everything else. So what starts out simple sometimes gets a little complicated. All right, so these are really easy. I'm just taking off the legs and the thighs there. You can certainly use this meat. Dark meat, everybody knows, is a little tastier, and it just pulls right off like you like. But I'm actually going to save those. I'm going to save those for another day, and I'm going to take the skin off it because we don't need this. Okay. And I love these. These are like the greatest invention. And no matter how hard I try at home to make this, I can't get it right. I don't have a rotisserie, that's why. So I just wanted to say hi to a few people that always message me. I want to say hello to Maria, and I know Beth is watching, and Fred, and Gloria. I know Pat said she was cooking along with me today. So I want to say hello to her. And of course my family in New York. Okay, so we're just gonna cut the breast off of this, and we're just gonna kind of shred it up here. It's all we really need. And if you were cooking your chicken breast, you would dice it up because you don't want big things of chicken in there. You want to be able to put it on a fork and put it in the baking dish that we're going to use. This chicken is already seasoned, so again, we don't have to do anything to it. It just falls apart here, which is wonderful because it makes for such a quick, easy meal. I mean, anybody can pick these up after work, when your kids get home from school, and just do a million different dishes with them. You can even make chicken salad. I mean, I just love to eat them plain. So I'm just getting everything off of the bone there. And I'm going to use the other side. I'm going to go down there. And then the breast again. There we go. And it just lifts right out. You cut on the bottom first and then along that bone, and you get a whole chicken breast like that. And we're just going to shred this up. That's my pancetta look. You stir it a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't want that to burn.
Smelling good.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the garlic too. And remember guys, always put something down first with your garlic. It has to have a bed to lie on because it burns really quickly, very easily. And once garlic burns, what do we always say? It's bitter. And you have to start all over again. You could have a huge pot of sauce, but if you burned your garlic, you will taste it through the entire pot. So that's a definite no-no. So whatever you're cooking, lay it down on top of it. Okay, so I'm pretty much done here. Look how quick that was. I just kind of shredded it. If you don't want to use your fingers like me, use 2 forks. You could just take it and just shred it this way and it'll come out, you know, all shredded. And we're not going to throw this out. We're actually going to take all of this. We're going to throw in a stock pot here. And that's how we make stock out of meat cheese. We're going to put vegetables in there that we're going to use later with a little bit of salt and pepper. Never throw your bones away because they can always make good stocks. Okay, now I'm going to throw in here the spinach. And all we're going to do with the spinach is we're going to cook it until it wilts. I use fresh spinach. If you were going to use frozen spinach, you would have to defrost it and drain it out in a strainer until all the water is really out of it, because frozen spinach has a lot of water and it'll just water down your dish and will not taste good. So again, you know, I'm not going to salt this. I usually flavor my layers as I go, but this already has enough in it. So we're just going to wilt these down so they're soft, and then I'm going to add my chicken back in. And you're probably thinking, well, why? It's already cooked. I just want to infuse the flavors a little bit of this pancetta and the garlic with it. And then we're going to put everything back with it together in a bowl and add a lot of cheese to it. All right, so I'm going to try to get all this over in the pan. And another one. And the last one. There we go. And we're going to mix this around. Smells good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I could eat probably just this by itself. It's going to add a little pepper into it because I like that in my dishes, that little bit of spice. Okay. All you want to do is just heat that chicken in there like that. The spinach is all wilted already. Okay, we're going to turn the flame off. Now we're going to get a big mixing bowl. Okay, I'm just going to move these two out of the way. Oh no, it's your brother will probably eat them when he comes in. Okay. So we have a big mixing bowl here, and I always like things bigger than what they really should be because I like room. So what we're going to do, we're going to just move this now into this mixing bowl. And this is a non-stick pan, so it almost looks like nothing was even cooked in it. Okay, so we have all this in here. Now I have 8 ounces of ricotta cheese. This is whole milk. I don't like to skimp. If I'm going to eat something, I want it done right. But certainly, if you didn't want the whole fat, you can get the low fat or the 2% ricotta, but we like to use the whole. So I'm just going to put the whole thing in there. It's just one of those small containers. And we add that in. And we're going to add it in until it's all mixed around. Let me see. Hi, Judy. We miss you. Say hi to Rick for us. I see Fred. I see Sherry. I see Carmela. Kathy from New York. Pat, of course. There's Beth. We have something in the works, Beth and I. And Jerry. Michelle. Don't forget to like it and comment and share it with a friend for a chance to win our drawing. Okay. For that. That's gorgeous. Some of my favorite things in there. Okay, so we have this mix, but now we have one more step, and we're going to put in 2 cups of heavy cream. Again, heavy whipping cream. I love the thickness and the fullness and the richness. I don't want skim, but if you do, then you can use a different milk here. I did have someone ask me earlier if you couldn't use a white sauce, what would I use? It's kind of difficult with this dish. You could definitely do it with marinara. It would change the flavor a little bit, but you could definitely do it with marinara. And I suggested a pesto with it. So that's the, you know, an olive oil with the basil. So that's an also one. And then someone said to me, have I ever tried cauliflower? And no, I have not. So that's something that is definitely another option. Alrighty. So we have all of this goodness here. It's all mixed up. We have our garlic, our spinach, our pancetta, our chicken, our cheese, and our heavy cream. And you might be thinking to yourself, wow, this looks really, really loose. It looks too much liquid. But what does pasta do when it bakes? It sucks up all of the liquid. All right, so we're going to set this aside, and now we're going to get our pasta ready. And I just have a 9x13, you know, baking dish, and I'm just going to spray it here. This is actually Abby's. I used mine, and I had to call her and say, hey girl, I need a baking dish. And now that she has her own kitchen, she actually has kind of nicer stuff than I do.
For now.
Oh, it's beautiful. All right, so put this heavy cream away. So if anybody has any questions, let me know right now before I get going. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some spaghetti out of this strainer. And what we're going to do is we're going to, now I played around with it a little bit. You could just take the spaghetti and layer it down like a lasagna, and then put some of the sauce, and then another layer, another layer. But I actually made them like a little nest. I twirled them. I don't have the big fork, but I twirled them for today, so we're gonna do our best here. So you just take like a forkful and you twirl it. You could twirl it against your hand, and I'm gonna put it just like a nest, like that.
Pretty.
And we're gonna keep going until we finish it. And everybody knows when you serve like a pasta dish, you want height on it. You don't want them flat. You don't want, your dish is a little bit bigger than mine. I had a Pyrex one.
Oh, well, excuse me.
Well, no, I mean, for some reason, the two was like snug. I don't know. See, you have better stuff than me. I have old baking stuff. Okay. Just keep twirling, twirling. We have a lot of people that like to twirl at the restaurant. We serve them their dish and they're like, can we have a spoon? And I'm like, oh, you're a twirler. And then it goes around, and then we're just going to, you just loosen it up and let it fall down like that, and that's actually like a nest. You can actually do that when you make fresh pasta. If you make spaghetti or capellini, angel hair, you twirl it like this, and then it'll dry, just like that, and you can have a bird nest.
Michelle wants to know, how do you stay so thin with all these yummy things you make?
I didn't say I eat them all. Moderation. I do try to stay busy, and I try to hop on an exercise bike. But I'm really a busy person, and I've been blessed, I guess, with a good metabolism. So we should be able to fit, yeah, same amount. So you just twirl, put down on the pan, loosen it up, and then just pull your fork out. And you've got these beautiful little bird's nests. Now this is probably more than a pound. I didn't really measure it. I just pulled it out of the abundance of spaghetti that we have here. We cook probably about 10 pounds of spaghetti, maybe every other day. We cook a lot of spaghetti here. This is the #1 pasta used in our restaurant. Alrighty.
Pretty.
I'm gonna just move them over a little bit. If you really wanted to stuff this pan, you could have moved these back and done another row. She's got a bigger pan than me, which is nice. She's got a fiance that eats a lot. Okay, so now we have our mixture here. And we're just gonna get one more little mix. And then we're just gonna gently spoon it over. I don't wanna mix it all together because I just didn't think it would. I'm gonna go down the middle first. And then we're just gonna pour it on. Now remember, it's got all that amazing chicken, garlic, ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese is my favorite. It's an acquired taste that I find. Some people don't like it, and some people do. But when I was young and my mom would make lasagna, I would actually take spoonfuls of it and just dip it in the sauce and eat it. I loved it. And then as I got older, I started putting, unfortunately, cinnamon and sugar on it and eating it. So, all right, so everything's covered. We're gonna use it all because this is gonna suck it all up. And then, getting there. I'm using a ladle because I have more control with the ladle. And then I'm gonna use my favorite kitchen tool. This is my favorite kitchen tool. It's just incredible what you can do with the spatula. And I'm just gonna pour the rest of this in here. Try to get all of it. One thing you know in a restaurant business, you don't waste anything. Okay. And the last part now, so there we go. The last thing we're going to put on is the shredded mozzarella. Again, from a bag, nice and easy at the store. We're just gonna sprinkle it over the top. I hear our phone ringing at Amici's already. We get reservations very early, which is a wonderful thing. Always happy for them. Okay, so I've covered everything here. And just because I like to, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on the top because I like how it browns in the oven and it leaves it pretty. And that's basically your baked spaghetti. Now you would put this into a 375 oven. I cooked it for a half an hour today. I kept checking it while I was doing laundry and vacuuming, and I would open it up and it just wasn't browned. So I kept leaving it longer, and it was 375 for a half an hour. So now I'm going to show you the finished product because it's so pretty. Here we go.
Oh, Lord.
And this is it. Oh yeah, you need some muscles for this. But I wanted to see if you can see the underneath. It's kind of neat with the glass because you can see all that spaghetti. So that is some baked spaghetti there. So I hope my friend Rhett is watching. He's always busting my chops. He's a very southern man, always busting my chops about having baked spaghetti. And I know this might not be a red one, but this is a really good one that he will like. So you could just use a scooper to take it out. I'm just gonna cut into it a little bit here. Not really sure how they do that in the South, but look at this.
Dang, you did it.
I did it.
I've never seen you make baked spaghetti.
I know. How many people ask us? The funny story is I had a gentleman come in, and I'm not making fun of anybody. It just really left an impression on me. He was so bent on getting baked spaghetti, and I tried to tell him that we have baked ziti, it's the same thing. So he ordered everything, and they had a good time. And he leaves on the bottom of my receipt, please learn how to make baked spaghetti. So here I am. You can also change it up. You could do the spaghetti, of course, with the different cheeses. You could put sausage in it. You could put ground beef in it with the marinara. So that's definitely what here. You know, I always get you a fork.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Okay, so
I'm gonna cut it because it's spaghetti. See how it is.
this might be my favorite thing that you've made.
I gotta say, you
I love
stuttered,
this.
so it's really good. Wow.
That's fantastic. I love the ricotta. I get the smokiness from the pancetta.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's fantastic.
It is fantastic. Oh my goodness, guys. This is super good. Really, really good. If you want all the ingredients, please feel free to message me. I'll try to put them up. Everything that we're doing, I don't know if I've mentioned it to you guys, but all the dishes that I've been doing, I'm in the middle of writing a cookbook. So, you know, I mean, it might take a little while. It's not the only thing I do. But I am making a cookbook, and we're going to have all of these wonderful dishes in there that we've made together. So you'll be able to get the recipes then. But if you want it before that, then just message me and I'll be happy to send it to you. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I don't have any wine with me today. I just don't even need it, actually. But don't forget the basket. It can be won by anybody. You just comment on this, like it, and share it with a friend. That's all we ask, and we can keep spreading this happiness all over the place. Have a good weekend, and I hope to see you guys and meet you.